Section 2.7 is on solving absolute values. And absolute values, they're technically the distance away from zero on a number line. Another way of thinking about it is that whatever's on the inside of the absolute value bars, that's what these vertical bars are, they basically just get rid of the negative. So the absolute value of negative 7 is 7. It just eliminates that negative sign there. The absolute value of positive 7, it just stays positive. So if it's negative, it becomes positive. If it's positive, it stays positive. So if you look at our first equation, we have the absolute value of x is equal to 6. What would make that true? Well, if you plugged in negative 6, it would make it true. If you plugged in positive 6, it would make it true. So we have x is equal to 6, x is equal to negative 6, and that'll be our answer. Now, this kind of leads us to our procedure, because they're not all just one number. If you look at the top, our procedure to solve the absolute value, we need to, number one, isolate the absolute value, meaning it's the only thing on that side of the equation. Number two, split it into two problems, one positive, one negative. And then three, solve for x. So number two, the absolute value is the only thing that's on that side. So I can split this up into two problems, just like I did with the 6 and the negative 6 on the previous one. So this will be x plus 1 is equal to 5. So I got rid of the absolute value bar. And then x plus 1 is equal to negative 5. So just like I split it up here on number 1, I'm splitting up this problem into two problems and getting rid of the absolute value bars as I do that. So I need to now solve these two equations. So this will be x is equal to 4. This will be x is equal to negative 6. So I have two answers here. So if you were to plug these back into the original, if you're ever confused, you can always check it. 4 plus 1 is equal to 5, and that's equal to 5. Negative 6 plus 1 is negative 5, and the absolute value bars take that away to be equal to 5. So if you want to check these, you can for sure do that. And then our third one, this is kind of a tricky one because this says the absolute value of x is equal to negative 6. This will actually never happen because you can't take an absolute value and get a negative number. So whenever you have one side where the entire side is in absolute value bars and the other side has just a negative, then this kind of just tells you to stop and that there's no solution. So there's no number that we can plug in here that will make that true, because if you plug in 6, it stays positive 6. If you plug in negative 6, it also becomes positive 6. So there's no way to do that.